Welcome to ResponseABLE Parenting, the podcast that shows you how to parent in alignment to your emotions, needs, and goals versus your programming, bad advice, and let's face it, outdated strategies that just don't work. You'll get in the trenches support on nervous system and emotional regulation, critical mindset shifts, stronger communication strategies, and more. In this podcast, you'll gain transformational tools that take you from reacting to every frustration to responding with clarity, regulation, and finally setting the example you desire for your kids. I'm Becky Jennings, your new parenting coach, and this is the ResponseABLE Parenting podcast. Let's get into it. Hello. I am temporarily interrupting my text extravaganza or my comment extravaganza. And maybe by the time you're listening to this, the drama will be over. But for now, it is in full massive swing. And I'm going to not lie to you. I'm 150% overwhelmed right now, but in a good way, So yesterday, I posted a carousel talking about positive and negative consequences. And I got to a point with my son yesterday. He was doing things that we've repeated ad nauseum. He knows what's expected of him. He wasn't doing it. And I pulled him aside. I had him come into my room and I just said, "Hey, buddy, what do you think I should do in this moment? Because clearly what I'm doing right now isn't resonating with you." Like, I didn't say this, but I'm like, it's not resonating with you. It's not. The message isn't driving home and my frustration is getting pretty high. So I pulled him aside and, part of me was just like, I want to take everything he cares about away to really drive home that this behavior is not acceptable. And like, that never works, right? That never works. That's just us. We feel good in the moment and then we have to walk it back. It's a whole disaster. So it's never been effective. And so what I said to him is I said, "What do you think I should do in this moment? Like, what would help you understand that you can't do this particular behavior?" And he said, "I don't know, like take 5 minutes away from screen time." And I'm like, how does that teach a lesson? And in my head, I'm just going, what would that do? Me taking 5 minutes away of iPad. Woo, what a threat, right? That's nothing. He still gets his iPad, so that's stupid. So I basically was like, no, we're not going to do it that way. That's not how we're going to do it. And essentially I was like, it's really challenging for you to follow these particular guidelines that we're saying. So I'm just going to give you more time to practice it. And I'm going to give you more time to practice it in the heat of the moment. So every single time that you don't do what you know is expected of you around this particular issue, then I'm going to have you do 3 positive things in this particular issue. And he goes, "No, I don't want that. That's going to be so hard." And I said, "Great. Then the alternative is you just continue to do what you know is expected of you. And if you can't do it in the moment, no problem. You'll have 3 opportunities to practice it." So essentially what I did is I created a deck of cards. Now, this is where everything has gotten spicy and the text messages are going bananas because I posted about these cards. I essentially made it on Canva, and the front card says the value. In the Canva template that you can grab, the example is kindness. You see one sheet and you can duplicate the sheet, change it to any sort of value you want. And then what I did is I put my basics, like I put the things that we want him to do, right? I put the things that we're working on, like, letting go of the dog when we say, which is hugely important because he has taught our new puppy how to bite. This was the crux of the issue. So he's taught our dog how to bite because he plays a little too rough with him, and it's becoming an issue. So one of the things we're really working on is letting go of the dog when the dog gives you signals, also listening to us when we can see it kind of heading in that direction. And he wasn't able to do that. So that's where I asked him, what should I be doing? And so anyways, the value, let's say, is safety. So 3 things that he could do with safety is, letting go of the dog when we say, giving Gibson a toy versus his hand, because wouldn't that be a novel concept, And, so basically we're working on those. He just kind of moaned and groaned, like, I can't believe I'm going to have to do 3 positive things. But when I reframed it, you don't have to ever do 3 positive things as long as you're staying in the family values, which I think was the first time that he realized he was really in control of how much effort he has to put in. And it shifted for him in the moment. So we made these cards, and the cards have all of our 5 family values on them. And then on the back side of the cards are actions or phrases or things they can do that help them learn that family value. Because here's the deal. We can repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat ad nauseum hundreds of times, and our kids it just for some reason it doesn't click, and it can be so frustrating to the point where we lose our cool, we are completely dysregulated, we throw out threats, bribes, punishments, all the things, and the skill is still never taught. So I am just very determined to fast track skill building, and the way we do this is through play. When we gamify something, our kids soak it up. When our kids are in play, their hearts are the most open to connection. And when we're in play, their minds are the most open for learning. So how can we gamify learning family values? Seems a little tricky. So I made a deck of cards. And we just came back from like a Magic Castle experience here in Los Angeles, and the kids are all obsessed with cards. So I kind of rolled with it. So essentially now he pulls a deck of, like, he pulls the cards when he's gone outside of our family values, and he gets to practice it in the moment. So it went bananas. When I say I went to bed with hundreds of messages, like a couple hundred, that I was like, oh no, I didn't set up an automation. And I woke up to 3,000 people having asked for this. I apologize. I am so sorry that I didn't have an automation set up. My bad. I did not realize the need of this. And so I am very, very sorry. And I hope by the end of today, everybody will have gotten their messages. I hope by the time you're listening to this, I'm not still texting, because that would be insane. This is the fastest way for me that I can queue up a learning experience without losing my regulation, right? Staying on board. I can point to the deck of cards and say, oh, that's an example of you not living inside the family values, or that's an example of something that we're trying to work on. Go grab a card that says kindness, and practice what it says on the back. Or go grab a card that says listening and do what it says on the back. So for instance, this morning, my son was super aggressive with the dog, and we were asking him to be kind, and we were asking him to do this. And I said, oh, this is your perfect opportunity. You get to do 3 kind things right now. Oh no. Like, right? He was like immediately like, no, but he did 3 kind things. And it was really surprising to just see how he kind of shifted gears. He didn't put up much of a stink, because honestly, it's not like unfun, right? You still get to pick a deck of cards. You still get to play a game. You still get to be involved in a way. You're still doing something creative. It's not like go do a chore, right? It's like give somebody a high five, say thank you to your family. Like it's normal, basic stuff that we just want to see more of, but we gamify it and they eat it up. Can I be super real with you and tell you a personal story? A few years back, my son, the whole reason why I do the job I do today, was having one of those fiery moments. He was talking back, demanding it be his way. He was refusing to listen to any of our solutions, and the moment was getting really intense. My husband looked at me and said, well, you know all the parenting stuff, fix this. I completely froze. All the scripts from the books I'd read, all the strategies from the podcasts I'd listened to completely disappeared from my brain in that moment. But based on the volume of challenges that we were having with our strong-willed ADHD son, I knew I had to figure out a different way, because panicking in the moment and grasping at anything only to not follow through at all and end up yelling just wasn't working. From this experience, I developed a repeatable, easy to remember, and easy to follow system that literally works with every single triggering moment. I can attest to it because there are many in my life. Now I can show up the way I want. I can communicate in a way that actually resonates with my strong-willed child. If this sounds like a solution for what's happening in your home, take these next 2 steps. Number 1, watch the free training about my rewiring process in the show notes. And then number 2, book your free call. On that call, we will talk about what's happening in your home, and you will get a customized solution that works best for you. I assure you, this doesn't have to feel as hard day in and day out as it does. There is the solution, and I'm so excited to talk to you about it. If you haven't already snagged this, or I'm a little delayed in getting it to you, I'm going to link it in the show notes. It's a template that you can just customize the heck out of, right? The example that you see on there is just one sheet. All you have to do is there's a duplicate button on the sheet. You can duplicate the page over and over and over again, change the text, change whatever you need. I also went through after I finished putting all of our stuff on that we're working on. I wanted to add more. So I just chat GPT'd, here are our 5 family values. Please give immediate action items that a child would be able to engage with immediately. Don't push it off like long term, like in terms of trust. Don't say things like follow through with what I say, right? That's not what we want. So say, I need them to, the prompt is basically like, here are our family values. You list the family values. We have a new deck of cards where the child can pull a card and do an action or say a thing based off that value. Please have it be an immediate action that a child would be able to accomplish. And you'll get so many different ideas. And then you can add what fits and add what feels good to you on the cards. It's just a new way of introducing this lesson. And I've had several teachers reach out saying that they're going to be adding this into the classroom to teach the classroom values, kindness, listening, safety, those things. So this is a huge opportunity to just shift the way we are addressing these same repeatable offenses that are really causing problems. And it gives our children a different way of learning it. So if this sounds like something that you're struggling with, go ahead into the show notes, grab that link, and let's go ahead and jump on that. And then if you've been listening for a while or you're brand new to the podcast and you're like, I really just need some eyes on this problem, go ahead and book a call with me so that I can hear what's going on in your house. Because the whole thing is parenting is, I feel like right now there's just so much information out there and we kind of don't know what to be doing. We don't know what works. We don't know what's right. We don't know what's age appropriate. And so sometimes it just helps to have somebody's eyes on your situation, somebody's trained eyes on it, and give you some direction and feedback as to where to go. And so I would love to connect with you. I will also put my calendar link in the show notes. So I hope that is helpful. I hope you are not just sitting there going, Becky, where are the cards now? But I hope this was helpful. I am so excited to see the pictures of you guys doing this in action. Definitely tag me in it at ResponseABLE Parenting. And I cannot wait for you to get your hands on this deck of cards. All right, I will talk to you later. Thank you for listening to the ResponseABLE Parenting podcast. If you like what you heard, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. If you know someone who would benefit from this podcast, I'd be honored if you'd share this episode with them. Until next time, know that you are enough, you are capable, you've made it through all of your hardest days, and we will keep growing on this parenting journey together. This podcast was produced by Kim Kelty and myself, Becky Jennings, and edited by the Kelty Method, Branding and Podcasting.